Chickies, thanks so much for hanging out today and hope you're all doing well. We're going to be doing a foundation review wear test on a fairly new foundation from the drugstore. This is from the brand Catrice. This is the True Skin Hydrating Foundation, which also contains hyaluronic acid. If you're new here, I'm Christine, curate beauty, lifestyle, as well as raw vlogs. Greatly appreciated if you please subscribe to my channel. Would absolutely love it if you'd be a part of the Chickie crew. Also, don't forget to hit that bell to be notified of new videos. So let's read a little bit about the Catrice True Skin Hydrating Foundation. It retails for $11. You receive about 1 fluid ounce of product in here. I have the shade 046 Neutral Toffee. It's a long-wearing vegan foundation that has medium buildable coverage that gives your skin natural, real skin finish, which is something I've been really into lately. It's formulated with hyaluronic acid and watermelon seed oil for intense hydration. It has an ultra lightweight texture that melts into your skin. It's also available in 20 shades. You can use a beauty sponge or foundation brush, blend and build up to desired coverage. Just for reference, I have an oily T-zone, normal in the cheek area. I'm actually just going to prime one side with primer, the Professional. I'm just going to place it on this side right here. I want to apply this to the area where I do have enlarged pores. Packaging is glass, and I also really appreciate the gold lid, or it's kind of like more like a rose gold. It has a pump as well. So what we're going to do is on one side we're going to use a damp sponge, the other just a brush, and we're going to build it up and see how it goes. So we're just going to apply, maybe I should have just done that, 2 pumps. So let's see if it oxidizes. It doesn't really have a fragrance to it, which I really do appreciate. It oxidizes a slight bit, but I think this is going to match me quite well. So let's just go in first with the damp sponge and see how much coverage we can get with just a 1 coat of this. I do have discoloration, skin texture, and I also have like a bit of redness by my nose area. Here's 1 layer of the foundation. I think it actually blended out really nicely with the damp sponge. Definitely see my skin underneath this, but here's like a comparison between bare skin and then with 1 layer of the foundation. So with 1 layer, you do get just a sheer coverage. Try on this side, but this time we're going to use a flat top brush. Of course, with a brush, you are going to get more coverage. Don't forget to bring it down your neck. This side is almost completely dry, so you do have a little bit of playtime. Here's one side using the flat top and one side using the damp sponge. To be quite honest, I'm kind of liking the way how the brush blended it out. Although it does look a little bit more seamless, I think, with the sponge. But let's go ahead with another pump and build this up, since it does say that 2 layers you can get full coverage. This, I would say, is almost full coverage. You still see some of my skin peeking through. I think I could probably build it up to, like, you know, put another layer, but I don't want to do that. I want to be fair to both sides. Here are 2 layers. And then this one is 1 layer. Add the second layer using the brush. I prefer the side using the brush just because it does give more of like that maximum full coverage. This, I feel like, is true full coverage, whereas of course with the sponge 2 layers, it still is sheared out a bit. So it really is up to your discretion how you would like to apply it. But personally, I like the way how so far it's looking with a brush. I'm not going to set my makeup with any sort of powder. I'm just going to apply the rest of my makeup and I will be right back. How the foundation is looking after I applied the rest of my makeup, and honestly, I love the way how it looks. I love the finish so far because it does have more of a natural finish, and I think overall, right now, it looks beautiful. So I'm really curious how this foundation will hold up throughout the day because I'm gonna be out and about with my mom. Just a little heads up, I will not be blotting or touching up with any powder. We're just gonna leave the foundation as is, and let's see how this baby holds up through the day. Quick check-in, it is now 3:36. I've had on the foundation for about 4 hours. Last time I checked in with you, it was around 11:30. That's like right before we left. And honestly, the foundation looks beautiful. My mom asked her opinion on it. She said that it looks like skin. It doesn't look like I have foundation. Even up close, I'm gonna bring you guys in up close and personal. The foundation does look really good, and it didn't, or it hasn't really started to separate. Forehead, which does get pretty oily, it feels like it needs a little touch up, to be honest. And I have been wearing my mask, so I did have like a little line right here, but the foundation is like still intact. It is a little bit on the warmer side today. Little check-in, and I will check back with you in a few hours. It's now 8:47 p.m. I've had on the foundation for a total of 9 hours. We have not blotted, touched up. The weather today was warm. I was sweating, and even my lashes at this point are starting to fall off. Let's take a good close look at the foundation where I used the brush. Also, I did not prime on this side of the face, and the side where I used the brush actually still looks pretty good. I don't have it breaking up in any areas. I did use my mask primarily most of the day, and let me also just show you my mask because there is a bunch of makeup transfer on it, so this does transfer, just a little FYI. My pores are very, very visible here, which I'm not really liking. So yeah, that I'm not liking. I am shiny on my forehead for sure. It looks like I need to touch up 100%. Other side where we use the damp sponge, the foundation still is intact. I don't have it kind of like, you know, bundling up on my nose. My forehead really is oily. After the 9 hours of wear time, I really do appreciate the fact how this foundation doesn't look cakey, because it can tend to look like that, especially after, you know, a long day. My chin is also oily. This is a few days later, and I really wanted to try the foundation again, but with a mattifying primer to see how it would wear. So I'm actually using the Revlon Prime Plus Mattifying Plus Pore Reducing Primer. Placed it on my T-zone area, forehead, and on my nose. And then I went in with 2 layers of the Catrice True Skin Hydrating Foundation with a brush. Coverage, beautiful. I think it looks gorgeous in person. Up close and personal, it looks beautiful, especially in videos and in photos. I'm actually going to put a photo here I had my husband take when we went out to lunch today. The weather was low 80s, sweating. I think it's also like my top because it's not extremely breathable. So even right now, I may look a little bit glowy. It's because it's sweat, it's not oil. If you wear a really good mattifying primer underneath it, will really help combat that hydrating factor. Now, if you are like extremely oily and you don't like looking a little bit glowy, then this foundation is definitely not for you, because this does give you a bit of that glow, but it's not like a glow like, hello, I'm shiny, I'm oily looking. It definitely gives you a glow to your skin, and the finish on this is just beautiful. It really has a nice natural looking finish. I am wearing today full coverage because I do have 2 layers on. It does not look cakey, especially after the wear time. I did set this, by the way, with a clear translucent powder. I set it with the KVD translucent powder, just for a reference. If you have dry skin, I think that this is a great foundation for you as well, because it does have that hydrating factor. And if you're a combo, again, just combat those oily areas. Appreciate the coverage. I love how it's buildable, but it's not cakey. It's very lightweight on the skin. It doesn't feel like I have a mask of foundation or a mask of makeup on. So this shade 046 Neutral Toffee is a really good match for me, and they have a great shade selection. If you've been curious about it, I think it's worth checking out. So let me know your thoughts on the Catrice True Skin Hydrating Foundation. Have you tried it? What type of skin do you have? Oily, combo, dry? How did it work out for you? Would love to get your feedback, hear your thoughts on it, and just compare and see how it worked for each one of us. Hope you enjoyed hanging out today, and I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, would really appreciate it if you could please give this video a like, subscribe if you have not already. Would love for you to be a part of the Chicky crew. Thank you, Chickies, so much for watching. Stay safe and healthy, and I will see you in my next video. Mwah.